RushPay. With RushPay, 80% of withdrawal requests are approved instantly, meaning you'll get your money faster. Why wait? Get your cash when you want it. Bet with a winner. Bet with Bet Rivers Sportsbook at BetRivers.com. Must be 21. Playable in Michigan only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
Hey, I'm Brian. As an aspiring baker, I've got a lot of secret ingredients. But my best one yet? Metro by T-Mobile. Metro gave me and the family high-speed data for only $25 a line for 4 lines and covered the switching fees. Plus, they threw in 4 free Galaxy phones just for switching. Now we can post pictures of my latest bakes and get out the word so the whole town knows I'm whipping up something sweet. How's that for stretching some serious dough?
You work hard for your money. With Metro by T-Mobile, it goes further. This tax season, there's 0 fees to switch. Right now, enjoy Metro's lowest price. Just $25 a line for 4 lines with taxes and fees included. Plus 4 free Samsung Galaxy phones when you switch. Now that's the best deal in wireless.
I'm Brian, and that's how I roll my day with Metro by T-Mobile.
All lines lose promo rate if any deactivated. Sales tax and regulatory fees included in price. 0 fee on select phones. Limit 1 free phone per line with port. Exclude sales tax. Limited time offer. Additional terms apply. See MetroByTMobile.com.
Grow Green Steak deals roll on, with deep discounts on the grow gear you need. Insane deals like 100 ml Clonex gel for $12, fluid spiders for $1,100, and bags of Dairy Dew 101, 201, and 301 for just $8. Score your dang deal today at growgreenmi.com.
In honor of 313 Day, a limited number of single-game tickets to see your Detroit Pistons are on sale tomorrow at 3:13 p.m. for upcoming home games in April. For tickets, go to Pistons.com or call 313-PISTONS. You could win the ticket signing bonus. $1,000 in 11 times each weekday. Powered by BetQL. Let BetQL's proven data and analytics help you become a better. Download the BetQL app today. Listen for the keyword at half past each hour between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. Text that keyword to 72881 before the end of that hour. Message and data rates apply. And you could win a $1,000 signing bonus on 97.1 The Ticket. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Tony and Chadson.
Well, if Michigan State gets to the NCAA tournament, which you would assume, it might be the last time you can call them the Michigan State University Spartans. Obviously, I'm being a little facetious, but beginning next season, the Michigan State basketball team will be known as, ladies and gentlemen, taking the court, the Michigan State University Spartans, presented by Rocket Mortgage. Yes.
Is NASCAR?
Well, here's the deal. Michigan State will be presented by Rocket Mortgage, their basketball team. Financial terms not disclosed, but it's basically naming rights. And I find it curious that, look, Dan Gilbert has been a huge, sponsor of Michigan State athletics. Has the Gilbert Pavilion right there at the President Center is right there, okay? I don't know, a few weeks ago, a former Spartan player, Matt Ishbia, donated, $32 million or something to Michigan State athletics. Something to the basketball team, but a lot of it to the football team. And then there's an article in the paper over the weekend talking about the rivalry between the two former Spartan mega billionaires, between their two firms. And if you read that, I don't want to get into the whole mortgage wars, but it's pretty damn interesting what's going on. And then, I don't know, this week we find out Rocket Mortgage is, sponsoring the Michigan State University basketball team where Matt Ishbia played. He was a player. He took the last shot of the 2000 championship game. So to me, and I have no proof of this, it's kind of like a urination contest. However, Ishbia made a statement. I know Matty's a pretty good guy, and he said, quote, "I'm happy for Michigan State. Anything that is good for the Spartans is good for Matt Ishbia. I support it all. People think I'd be upset. I love that Michigan State gets no sponsorship. There's no competitive juices between me and Dan Gilbert over Michigan State. I'm a huge supporter of Michigan State in every way. And if something is good for Michigan State and the Spartans, then I'm supportive of it." Yeah. That, however, did not stop Ishbia from issuing a challenge to Gilbert. Quote, "I hope Dan Gilbert, if you want to get competitive, one-up my $32 million donation and make it 33. I'd be ecstatic."
It's not my university. It's not my name. It's not my logo. It's not.
You can have an opinion.
Sure, I can have an opinion, and I'm about to tell it to you.
Okay.
If it was my university,
Yeah.
I would have major issue with this. I don't think there are a lot of things, especially knowing the financial status of athletic departments. I understand that they are in need of a cash influx. I would have an issue with branding our university or our team with one sponsor. I just would have an issue with that. Just like I would have an issue with, if you were to put, where does this finally go? Are they going to eventually be allowed to put a logo of Rocket Mortgage on their jersey?
Well, maybe they have it in their stadium. They probably will. Many stadiums do have advertising. Michigan obviously doesn't. Well, let me ask you this. I think you're being a little hypocritical. Just a little. Yeah.
I know our head coach.
That's my point. So it's okay. It's not okay for Michigan State to have their basketball team sponsored by Rocket Mortgage. But it's okay to have who's your football coach? Jim Harbaugh. He's the J. Ira and Nikki Harris football coach. They gave $10 million. I mean, why is that okay?
I don't because I think it's bigger to have your team, your mascot followed by a logo. That's just my opinion.
Okay, but to me, I was taken aback by the whole. I know, look, other schools do what Michigan doing as well. Even Michigan State does that, and you have your coordinators are endowed, so to speak, if I have lack of a better word. I think it's very hypocritical for you to go down and rip Michigan State or any other school.
Did I rip them?
Okay, or suggest you won't like that, but you're okay with the J. Ira. Let me tell you something. Oh man, it's 4th and 3. What do you think J. Ira and Nikki Harris coaching with Jim Harbaugh is going to do? Nobody says that, and I don't think people are going to. I don't think that when Michigan State's playing, it's not going to say Michigan State Rocket Mortgage 47, Iowa 42. It's just.
I would have a problem if Michigan was lined up in the tunnel, and it says, "Hey, here comes the Michigan Wolverines presented by insert whatever you want."
Okay.
I would have an issue with that. Yeah.
All right, good.
So I'm just I'm
You're being consistent.
Yeah.
But why? To me, the coaching thing is like you see it. Look at the press releases. J. Ira and Nikki Harris, head football coach Jim Harbaugh, was speaking qualified. It's like, really? Does anybody besides the Harris family care?
I agree, and I think you're a little bit overstating the fact that I am not ripping Michigan State because it's like I said, it's not my university, it's not my mascot, it's not my team taking the floor, and so I'm just saying if it was mine, I would have an issue with that.
Okay,
Sure.
all right, that's fine. You didn't say that from the beginning. That's fine.
I think one of the big things here is eventually, especially with the sponsor thing, like eventually, do you have to say it? Like, I don't know. I mean, so every time we say Michigan State, do we need to say it? No, or so often. I mean, because we saw this. We do call it now DTE, and it took me for years to get away from high now. But that's just an example of how this has happened.
I mean, when Colorectal Park opened up, Jamie, we all call it the Coco, and they got pissed.
Yeah.
I don't think Greg Coble is going to be revealing the brackets on Sunday. I refer to them as in the playoff, in the first 4 game in Mackey Arena, the 11th seeded MSU Spartans presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Right, but that's why in the articles that I've read, it says when they're in the Breslin Center, this is how they will be introduced. And so it doesn't mean that we have to. It doesn't mean that anybody who's making a bracket or is talking about Michigan State has to.
Correct.
It's just that one moment. And if you're okay with that, then fine.
You have to fill out your bracket and have to say MSU basketball presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Yeah, right, exactly. Now they have to wait till next when Rocket Watts isn't on the team anymore because there's a conflict of interest.
Yes,
There's no conflict,
yeah.
as Darth Vader said.
NIL.
The Pistons did this back in the 2000s with Rock Financial.
Oh yeah, first it was Capital Mortgage Funding, if you remember, and then Rock gave them more money, so they took the money. Maybe the Pistons That's
It
the bottom
is,
line.
and when it comes down to it, we're at a time in history where these athletic departments need money, and they're going to make sacrifices. They probably didn't want to, a year ago before the pandemic, if you had asked them about this, they probably would say, no, we don't want to go that route. But now I don't want to say you're forced to, but you almost are to get back in the black.
All right, our telephone number is 248-539-9797. Open line, as always, coming up after Tio's update. Duke, the Aardvark, the Chipmunk, whatever you want to call them, they are done, and I think they weasel their way out of it in such a Duke way. And like I said, somebody we know here said you know who I am. 97.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. A radio.com sports station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk, this is 97.1 The Ticket.
Second period goals by Robbie Fabry and Luke Glendening would propel the Red Wings to a 6-4 victory over the Tampa Bay Lightning last night at Little Caesars Arena. That win ends a 4-game losing skid for Troy Stetcher and the Wings.
They're top teams in the league for a reason. They showed it last year. We're showing it this year where they're at in the standings. And for us, we're continuing to try to get better day in, day out. This just reinforces the things that we're working on. At the same time, we can't be happy with ourselves and just sit back now. We've got to continue to push and take another step forward.
Michigan State loses its opening game in the Big Ten tournament yesterday as the Spartans would fall to Maryland 68-57. This was a poorly officiated game, and those questionable calls would lead to Tom Izzo picking up a technical foul near the end of the first half. Those questionable calls, by the way, also seemed to affect how Michigan State played in yesterday's contest. Michigan now begins its run at the Big Ten tournament as the Wolverines take on Maryland in the first game of today's quarterfinal round. You can hear that contest over on AM 950, starting with the pregame show at 11. A familiar name won't be in the NCAA tournament this year, as officials at Duke confirm in a release they've decided to shut the program down for the rest of the season after a player tested positive for COVID-19 yesterday. That would force the Blue Devils to forfeit Thursday's game against Florida State in the ACC tournament, making 8 losses in the last 10 games for the Pistons as they fall to the Charlotte Hornets 105-102 last night in Charlotte. Jeremy Grant had 32 points to lead Detroit's offensive attack in that loss. Rough outing in Florida for Michael Fuller and the Tigers. They lose to the Toronto Blue Jays yesterday 10-6. Fuller, 1 runs, 7 runs in total over his 22. From the Ticket Update list, I'm Tony Martinez for more. Stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and radio.com.
Live in Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
97.1 The Ticket. Thank you, Tio. Don't forget, when you get the queue call at around 7:30, it's the ticket signing bonus. You get a chance to win $1,000 each hour. Listen for keyword and text 72881. Last word on this Rocket Mortgage deal. Let's go to Rob in Farmington Hills. So with the ticket. What's up, Rob?
Well, good morning, guys. Tony, I think I disagree with you a little bit about the J.I.R. Nikki Harris thing. That, to me, is an endowed professorship. That's all it is. It's not a sponsorship. It's like if you and Cindy, donated a chair of communications at American University and they called the chairman, the Mike Stone chair. Rocket Mortgage is sponsored, and they're a publicly traded company now. It's not much different. And don't forget, they sponsored the Pistons when Gilbert owned the Cavaliers. There is a difference between recognizing a donor and recognizing a sponsor.
But it still sounds
They make the monetary purpose.
But it still sounds lame when you read these press releases.
Well, but they don't use it, when they introduce a professor, they may say, he's the Mike Stone chair. But then, generally speaking, they just say, here's Professor Smith. The
one of their best players, Gillespie, is not going to play. They beat Georgetown 72-71. Now, can we hear, Greg, I don't even know about this. I assume this is longtime Georgetown announcer Rich Chabotkin. I have no idea, but this guy's been doing it for years. This is...
Oh, this is so annoying.
I haven't heard this yet, but this is the Georgetown announcer on our station, our brother station, 106.7, The Fan in Washington after they won.
Daniels across the timeline, puts up a big three, missed it. Hoyes win! 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 Hoyes win!
Yeah, I think that is Rich Chabotkin. 22 times.
Yeah, I was just counting there as well.
Yeah.
Did they try shutting him down and restarting?
Yes, hit the reset, but unplug him, please.
He is, he's been doing the game since November of 1974. I mean, I met the guy, obviously working in Washington, when he do the games, even at the student radio station when I did American games, when we played Georgetown, we always talked to the guy. He's a very interesting fellow. That's for damn sure, but...
Is that his trademark? Like, is that the first time he's done that, or does he do that every time they win?
I don't know. I assume that's probably his trademark. Yeah. I know, it's kind of annoying. But, you know, he's been there for the bad times, the good times. You know, Patrick Ewing and the Tumbo and Mooney.
He knows who Patrick Ewing is.
He does know Patrick Ewing. Now, yeah, after the game. And the game was played announced. dropping out of the ACC tournament, chances are they need to beat Florida State to get into the NCAA. So that was taken away. So here's where they weren't going to make it. Their athletic director, Kevin White, announces that our season is over. While our season was different, our season is over. We are ending the 2020-2021 season. Really? So now, instead of, watching on Sunday to see if the selection committee is going to do the right thing and keep your asses out, you opt out on your own. We're Duke. We're not going to suffer the embarrassment of being, told we're not good enough this year. We're going to pull ourselves out and end the season. So, granted, it's not that big of a deal. But so if the NIT would invite you, you're not we're Duke, right? And it's a joke.
Well, this goes back to what Coach K in December. Maybe we shouldn't have played this year.
Yeah, after they lost.
Yeah.
I think if I'm the NCAA, committee, and like you mentioned, they have a certain sense of humor. Not only do I pair Michigan and App State, but I put Duke as not just the first four out, but I'll go ahead and put them in the next four out, just so that they know that they wouldn't have made it.
I mean, come on. Why would you do that? Because you're Duke. You don't want to suffer the embarrassment that the selection committee didn't think you were good enough to get in. Too bad, Duke. Oh, Mr. Chipmunk head coach. You're the greatest head coach of all time. You're a great coach. I'm not taking anyone from that, but that's such a lame-ass move.
It's a lot of animals to it.
I know. Chipmunk, aardvark, weasel, whatever. Great coach.
Also looks like Brandon Walsh's dad.
Some ticket text. Duke saw the writing on the wall when they had to face Florida State and pulled a hardball wave the white flag. That's from Timmy Claxton. How's what Duke did different than what Michigan football program did, shutting the season down to save face? I don't think we make that. I think it's different. Michigan was so bad it didn't make a difference.
Yeah, Michigan wasn't going to get a bowl invite.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Coach K actually looks like the Duke Blue Devil mascot. Other local coaches that look like their mascot are Mark Turgeon. He definitely looks like a turtle. And I swear Matt Painter is actually pretty Pete. And finally, on the naming rights thing, it's the same as naming the coaches in Michigan. It's so dumb. Hey, John, what do you think about having Aaron Jordan in the Michigan jerseys? I think you're a little bit of a hypocrite.
Have you ever heard me say that I like having it there?
Well, yes,
A basketball player
Do you
on
like
my
having it
football
there?
jersey?
You like it?
Not a big fan.
Hey, Meathead, Wolverines will be sponsored very soon, so put that in your slap bag.
Okay. Count the days.
And Jansen is a hypocrite. The overrated football coach in Ann Arbor can be sponsored by two random people, but if his rival sponsors something with the athletic program, there's an issue. Wow, shocker. Jansen is biased.
I think one of the colleagues, I think it was either Don or Rob, called in and said there is a little bit of a difference between an endowment for a position than there is for the contract that at some point will run out.
Right. We have no problem with the contract, the endowment that they have for the football coach and the coordinators at Michigan State as well.
No, I know. No problem with that.
All right. By the way, you heard the Patrick Ewing soundbite? The next time you hear that Patrick Ewing soundbite, you believe me? That's right. When you hear Patrick Ewing say, everybody in this building should know who the hell I am, you'd be the 8th caller, and you can win a 4-pack of tickets to the Pistons take on Atlanta on April 26th at the LCA. Piston fans gathered, restrictions and ease, and a limited number of single-game tickets are on sale now for upcoming Detroit Pistons home games in April. For ticket info, visit Pistons.com. News is next with Heather.
Yeah, so over the last year, there has been plenty of Zoom mishaps, right? We're all kind of adjusting to these Zoom meetings.
using bonus code TOM100 when you make your first bet to take advantage of this offer. No matter your sport, BetMGM is where the stakes are always raised. Enjoy innovative parlay selection features, boosted odds specials for major payouts, daily promotions, and so much more. Selection Sunday has arrived. Download the app, go to BetMGM.com and use bonus code TOM100 to win $100 in free bets when you wager $1 on any college basketball team to hit a three. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 or older, Michigan only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
accidentally been caught on Zoom. Okay, so a source familiar with this case said that it appears the teacher didn't realize that her camera was on after the class ended and may have accidentally broadcast herself using the bathroom. But from there, it gets worse. So if that's not bad enough, there's also reports that a student in the class recorded the incident and then shared the video on Snapchat. Ooh, right? I mean, I can't imagine how mortified this teacher must feel, right? Like that's an
First
awful...
learn that you didn't turn your camera off,
Yes.
and that your kids may have seen this, or anybody.
And then it's been shared to every other student probably in that high school, right? Oh, it's awful. There's not a lot of information that's been released. Obviously, they're not saying who the teacher is or the student, but both of them are out of school as this investigation continues. Nobody's been charged with any crimes, but there is potential that the student could be charged with a crime based on Michigan law, and it could be a felony. So we'll see what happens. It's awful. It's an awful situation all around because I would never want to share that with my friends. People think Snapchat, because it disappears, that it won't get caught.
Right.
Yeah, and
Nothing goes away.
it doesn't. No, nothing does. Hey, more than 100 Michigan venues and clubs and performance spaces just received $3.4 million in COVID relief. So as part of the Michigan Stages Survival Grant Program, grants up to $40,000 each are being distributed to venues and promoters in 30 counties. So this is great news for those venues for sure. The money is being administered by the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, and they say they received 392 applications for venue relief funding. And there's a whole, obviously, there's over 100. There's a list you can check out to see who's received what. And I'm sure they're ecstatic to be receiving some sort of relief after this year for sure. Right, in his first primetime address as president on Thursday, Joe Biden announced his plan to get the country closer to normal by the 4th of July. So he announced that it is, he's basically directing states to make sure all adults are eligible for a coronavirus vaccine no later than May 1st.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that's the case. I hope that works. And he's hoping that by that time, not everybody will be vaccinated, but everybody should be able to sign up for an appointment by May 1st. And then he's hoping basically families and friends and neighbors can all get together and hang out in small groups by the 4th of July. That is the goal.
Be nice.
Yeah, that would be very nice, yes. Seth Rogen's weed company was in such high demand that his website crashed on launch day. So yesterday, yeah. Is that him? It is him.
Kind of like Leech.
It did. Yesterday, the cannabis lifestyle brand Houseplant became available in the USA. And like I said, the demand was so great that the website crashed within a few hours. And the good news is, I guess, that it was back up and running a few hours later. But it was so popular that there is a waiting room to get onto this website. And people said they were waiting in this waiting room for over an hour, which is wild. Yeah. I guess you can just, I mean, I don't know if you have to be that involved while you're waiting, but man, pretty crazy. Here's a good news story for you on this Friday. There is a 16-year-old girl in St. Petersburg, Florida, and she recently got certified in CPR. So she got certified last month. She took the courses through her high school. She wants to become a nurse, and obviously it taught her some survival skills on how to save somebody's life. And little did she know that she would actually end up saving her best friend's life. So the very next day, less than 24 hours after she was certified, she and her friends were involved in a car crash, and she used the CPR skills to save her best friend's life. Pretty incredible, and it also turns out, I mean, it just happened to be the right time. Everything kind of fell in place, but this car crash was so bad, her best friend was in the backseat of the car, and she pulled her out, she checked her pulse, realized there was wasn't a pulse, started administering CPR and saved this girl's life, which is amazing.
Nice.
I have had to take CPR. I've been certified numerous times in CPR, and I still don't know, though, if I would know exactly what to do in a situation that required me to do what I needed to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you give it a try.
Oh, without a doubt, I would, but
You're more qualified to do it than myself. I know. I've never been something.
I feel like I had to do it.
No.
When I was teaching, and then I also used to babysit for a young boy who had breathing issues, so I had to know CPR for that as well. But yeah, it's scary stuff. Hey, congratulations are in order because Emily Radikowski just welcomed her first child, Sylvester Apollo Bear. So she posted the great news on her Instagram. She shared a photo and the caption that said, Sylvester Apollo Bear has joined us Earthside. Sly arrived March 8th on the most surreal, beautiful, and love-filled morning of my life.
So were her and her husband, or who were the baby father,
Yep,
whatever?
she's married, yes.
Fans of the movie Rocky, because you have Sylvester Stallone, who played Rocky, and Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
And it's made him. They didn't want to do Rocky Apollo, so Sylvester Apollo sounded better.
Maybe.
Yeah.
She didn't give any explanation as to where the name came from, but...
Well, when they have another child, we'll find out, because if it's Clubber Drago, then...
And it's going to fill up that name line pretty well, too. They're not short, and there's, now 3 or 4 of them with the last name?
Oh, yeah.
And the Godfather's going to be named Mick. Not good enough for you, Mick. Anyway. All right. Thank you very much, Heather.
We should do it, man. Almost spur them on. What's your favorite Rocky line? Any of the movies?
248-539-9797. Your favorite Rocky line. I'll give you mine coming up at 7:36. 97-1 the ticket.
All right, guys, nobody wants to lose their hair, men and women alike. It could be devastating if you start to notice that your hair is thinning or that bald spot is appearing, and maybe you've really noticed this happening more since the pandemic began. Well, I'm here to tell you that there is a solution, and that solution is Dr. Berkowitz from Michigan Hair Restoration. He is here to help. Dr. B is one of the most recognized experts in the country on hair restoration. He has over 25 years of experience, and he's performed over 2 million grafts. Plus, he only works with a hand-selected, dedicated medical team. So I'm telling you, he is the surgeon that you can trust to restore your hair and your confidence. And get this, for a limited time, he is offering 97.1 The Ticket listeners with a really special offer. He's actually going to give you $1,000 off retail price. Did you hear that? $1,000 off retail price, plus 0% financing on your hair restoration procedure. You just need to tell them Heather sent you, or mention 97.1 The Ticket. And I'm telling you, this is the perfect time for a brand new you. It's a brand new year. So make sure you give Michigan Hair Restoration a call today, and you don't need to be worried about your appointment because of COVID, because I am telling you, Dr. B is taking extreme precautions to make sure that his offices are clean and safe. So for more information or to schedule an in-person appointment with Dr. B today, go to MichiganHairRestoration.com.
This hour's ticket signing bonus keyword is EPIC. Text EPIC to 72881 for your chance at $1,000. The Motor City Hot Tub and Swim Spa Show is going on now through Sunday at our Waterford location. Browse the region's largest inventory and take advantage of factory pricing and financing options on hot tub and swim spas. Nobody can beat our prices. Visit us today at Motor City Hot Tubs in Waterford.
Someday, things will get back to normal. Until then, Flagstar Bank is doing everything we can to keep you connected to your money. You can access your checking account 24/7 through 56,000 fee-free ATMs, online and mobile, where you can transfer funds, pay bills, and deposit checks. And Flagstar drive-thrus are open. Flagstar Bank, the power of the human interest rate. Visit flagstar.com/checking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Leave no one behind. It's our mantra in the military. And if you're a veteran or concerned about a veteran battling emotional, physical, or financial stress due to this pandemic, you're not alone. I'm Zanetta Adams, Director of the Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency, and I've been there. I know when you're overwhelmed and struggling, it's hard to ask for help. But Michigan veterans, we've got you. With employment opportunities to connect you with vet-friendly jobs, emergency assistance, including help with utility bills, our Check on My Vet program, and buddy-to-buddy mentorship to deliver real one-on-one support. Vet to vet. Michigan veterans, lean on us. Whatever your branch of service, see how we can be of service to you. Call on us at 1-800-MICHVET or visit MichiganVeterans.com to find a veteran service officer to guide you to benefits and resources near you. A message from the Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency.
I absolutely love my dog, but the constant shedding, not so much. But then I got a Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit, and it is amazing. These super thick cloths pick up a crazy amount of hair. Just look at all that. And that was from just one swipe. And the best part? Sweeper's so much easier to maneuver than a broom or a vacuum, easily getting around chairs and under the couch. You're right. Now I can focus on you, not your shedding. Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit, because shed happens. Mom, I'm hungry. Popcorn?
We should live stream this.
Already am. With this new plan from Walmart Family Mobile, I get 40 gigabytes of high-speed data for under $40 a month. It's a limited time deal.
Oh, watch out, loose ball.
Whoa.
That's double the data with no contract or surprise fees. Yay, buzzer beater! All powered by T-Mobile's nationwide network. Makes me feel like I'm a step ahead. Available at Walmart. Double data ends July 31st, 2021. Hotspot does not double. See terms at myfamilymobile.com. Walmart Family Mobile.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Mike Papura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, call 877-734-2200.
It was just last August when we lost the great Jamie Samuelson to colon cancer at the young age of 48. He lost a great voice, and I lost a great friend. March is National Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. We at 97 the ticket urge you to get a colonoscopy. COVID-19 has gripped this area, and the amount of colorectal cancer screenings have gone down. We need to ramp back up and no longer need to wait until you're 50 to get a screening. On behalf of Jamie and his family, please sign up for a colonoscopy today. It could save your life.
The Detroit Tigers play the Philadelphia Phillies in Clearwater, Florida. Tomorrow at 1 on 97.1 The Ticket. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Chadson.
All right. Sometimes we get inspired by weird things.
And what the hell, it's Friday.
It's exactly. So, Emily Rakowski, the INSL supermodel, had her name of her baby just revealed, and it's son Sylvester Apollo, and I made the connection. Maybe they're just a fan of Rocky. Sylvester Stallone played Rocky Balboa. Apollo Creed, of course, was his main nemesis back in the first few movies. And I said, well, what's your favorite Rocky line? She did that. It was a joke. I said, all right, here we go. And I got some ticket texts. Now, here's mine. Mine is, it's not even a great line, but I just love this the way he says it. Because I can't believe that actually it exists. You know. Anyway, favorite Rocky line is, these are my two turtles, Cuff and Dink. I just think that's funny. That's what he says. All right, Gary and Lake Orion. It's got to be Company Dick. Favorite Rocky line. I feel like a Kentucky Fried Idiot. When Rocky's trying to catch the chicken.
Yes.
I just caught a little bit of Rocky 2 the other day on TV, and I think actually the best line in Rocky is from Mick when he says, "You're a bum."
There are so many.
Oh, yes.
You know, the typical ones, and all the Rocky 4 ones always get a ton of play. There's so many.
Rocky 2 for me is got mine. It's you're gonna eat lightning and you're gonna crap thunder.
Greg in Birmingham. If he dies, he dies. Drago. Favorite Rocky line, condominiums I never used. Marty in Novi says, I see 3 of them out there. Hit the one in the middle.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Don't forget to mention Rocky Balboa is single-handedly ending the Cold War. And if Rocky, you can change. Yeah, you can change. In Rocky 4, right after he takes the fight with Drago, he gets home and Adrian isn't happy. This is part of the conversation. No, maybe I can't win. Maybe the only thing I can do is just take everything he's got. But to beat me, he's going to have to kill me. And to kill me, he's going to have the heart to stand in front of me. To do that, he's got to be willing to die himself. I don't know if he's ready to do that. You
can't win!
Exactly. I go back. I said it before the break. My favorite's the clubber leg when he confronts Adrian and Rocky. Hey, woman! Hey, woman! You want to see what it's like to be with a real man? I mean, can you get away with that in this day and age? I mean, just the stereotypical things are going on. And I went to YouTube to watch it during the break.
Yeah.
The comments are priceless. I can't say some of them.
Well, even some of the stuff Paulie said were classics, and I can't think of them off the top of my head, but some great lines. All right, the NCAA tournament will begin on Monday. Selection Sunday is coming up on Sunday. By the way, did I hear correctly? We got a Selection Sunday show here, what, the 8 to 10 national show? It's a national show.
Yeah, the BetQL people.
BetQL people, right, with our buddy Nick Costos and our better buddy, maybe Mike Valenti.
Yes.
Valenti and Costos.
I heard that yesterday.
Yeah. Very interesting. 'Cause, Mike knows all the nicknames. He can probably tell you all about who's going to play who right tonight. He'll be able to tell you. Now, I've seen 2 bits of bracketology already, if you really care. Michigan, and it doesn't look like, if we believe both Joe Lenardi and Jerry Palm, it's a good thing his name wasn't Rosie. Anyway, he has Michigan as the 1 seed in Region 3, and they both have them taking on Hartford, the 16th seed. So everybody has Appalachian State in the play-in game. That's boo. Greg's thumbs down. We want Michigan Appalachian State. It'd be fun.
The Hawks.
The Hawks of Hartford?
Yep.
You know what famous NBA? Well, he wasn't. Yeah, he was kind of famous. You know what NBA player was a number 1 draft choice from Hartford?
What year?
Oh,
it would be the year of, I believe it was the year Lindsey Hunter and, it was the year the draft was at the Palace. Lindsey Hunter and Allen Houston were here because I interviewed this guy.
Nope.
He was a big disappointment. He had a little problem with alcohol, right, Gov?
Yeah, I don't think he played for the Bengals, though, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Vin Baker. Vin Baker was the University of Hartford. So as far as Michigan State goes, Lenardi has them playing Oregon as an 11 seed. Michigan State would be an 11 seed, and if they won, they'd play 3rd seed Arkansas, who's
in Region 2. Yep.
Yeah, very fun place to watch. Team to watch, Arkansas, the Eric Musselman factor, and Jerry Palm for Michigan State has them as a 10 seed, taking on Florida, taking on 7th seed in Florida. And if they won, they would take on 2nd seed Houston.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have Jordan Poole, but they could be.
That's the difference between the 10 and 11 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Is that having to take on the number 2.
See, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Florida's going to be the 8-9 game and play against Michigan. Because as we all know, Michigan plays Florida.
Oh, they always
in every postseason.
In every postseason, in every sport.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Did they even play? Correct me if I'm wrong. Did they even play in the championship of the women's softball?
That is correct.
Oh my
That's
God.
part of the catalog that I include in there.
Oh wow, it's a very voluminous catalog.
Everybody in this building should know who the hell I am.
Yeah, Georgetown's going to be in, I believe, right? Yes. Georgetown should be in.
There's 2 teams I don't want to see for Michigan. It's UConn and Arkansas.
Arkansas's good. They run a lot. UConn, and one with O'Night, he's playing great.
They won like by 34 last night. I mean, they played DePaul, but they're playing great. I'm telling you what, I've been talking them up this week. They're the sleeper. They're not even ranked right now, and they're 16-6. It makes no sense. It's like they're kind of coming on and nobody's seeing it. Mm-hmm. And then I think the other team that's really starting to turn it on is Carolina.
Yeah. Watching them yesterday, you can see that. We're watching them over the last week to 10 days.
Yeah. It's so funny. My older cousin went to North Carolina. He was a fraternity brother with former South Carolina head coach Eddie Fogler. He was there when, anyway, I don't want to go back that far. But so I was always a Carolina fan as a kid. And then when they finally won it, when Freddie Brown threw the ball away, the Georgetown Carolina game, then I stopped rooting for Carolina. I didn't care anymore. I finally got the championship. But he can't stand Roy Williams. As a mark, he's won 3 championships. Yeah, but the game's passed him by, and he does this, he does that. God, it's unbelievable. He's won 3 there, right? He's won 4 total, but he won 3 there. And yeah, he might not be the greatest X's and O's guys, but Look at the program.
Is it just because he's comparing him to Dean Smith?
I don't know. Dean Smith didn't win 3.
No, I know that, but when you have a relationship with a guy, it makes it a little bit different.
All right, that's part of it. So, are you going to fill out a bracket this year? You're going to play? I don't know if everybody got it, but well, you didn't, John, because you're not on the original list. I had you. I sent out my invitation just about an hour ago.
Oh, yeah. I don't have that one.
No, I got my invitation, Tony.
You got it? Okay, good. I just sent it out. Yeah. So, I do this pool every year. I have a feeling we're not going to get as many people. Because the first 4 is starting later than it usually does. It's going to be very convoluted, more than usual, I think. So I know people who they're just not into it. But I think you play the brackets just so you can get into it.
Right.
Exactly.
And every year, right, we always think that we know more than we do. And we think that we can pick a favorite or we're going to pick a couple upsets. You have no idea any year what's going to happen in the NCAA bracket. And some years it's more chalk than others, but you just have no idea. And this year you have obviously the added element of COVID and whether teams will actually take the floor with 5 players or with, if they're going to be canceled. But again, you don't know much more than you or less than you would normally in any given year. Mm-hmm. So fill it out and just see what happens. Have some fun with it.
Yeah, only $10. At least mine is. All right, telephone number 248-539-9797. Congratulations to Danny from Warren. He heard the Patrick Ewing drop where he said, everybody in this building should know who the hell I am. So he wins a pair of tickets, a 4-pack, to see the Pistons take on the Atlanta Hawks on April the 26th. Trae Young in town. Gathering restrictions have eased up and a limited number of Pistons single-game tickets are on sale for upcoming Detroit Pistons home games in April. So for more information, pistons.com. All right, coming up next, we'll see if John Jansen has this in common with a former Lion quarterback. 97 won the ticket.
Hey, it's John Jansen here for Southfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and I've got some great news for you. The team at Southfield has extended the John Jansen deal for this month. During Ram Truck Month, you can get into a 2021 Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4 Night Edition starting at only $299 a month with only $1,000 down. I was just over there about a week ago today, and I walked the lot with Bill and Tim and noticed that there are a ton of these badass trucks on the lot right now. If you want one, get over there now. The Ram 1500 Night Edition features a 5.7-liter Hemi V8, heated seats, heating steering wheel, backup camera, remote start. It's got everything you're looking for, and you're thinking, that's all I need, right? Nope. This 2021 Ram 1500 blends performance-enhancing and fuel-saving technologies to give you the perfect ride, and it is going to leave the competition in the dust. So whether you live in Waterford, South Lyon, Warren, or Dearborn, you're just a short drive or click away from the best car buying experience you're ever going to have. Ask for the John Jansen deal today. Trust me, you're going to be happy you did. For more info, check them out online at SouthfieldChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. And remember, all roads in all towns lead to Southfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram at 11.5 and Telegraph.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, no reports of accidents on your drive this morning. It's been pretty quiet out there. Just a little bit heavy through that 75 work zone on the northbound side right around Rochester Road. Then coming up this weekend, there's the 94 closure, both directions between 75 and Connor. All lanes scheduled to close later today as part of weekend construction, as well as ramps being closed in the zone. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
The Detroit Pistons play the New York Knicks